UK doctors join local team for Begum Khaleda Zia's treatment. Chinese specialist medical team arrives tonight. Chief advisor visits Evercare Hospital to see Khaleda Zia. Chief advisor calls upon armed forces to play a historic role in upcoming polls. According to SSF security protocol, helicopter to make test, takeoff and landing near Evercare Hospital tomorrow. Legal action to be taken against those involved in price hike of soybean oil without government nod, says Commerce advisor. Journalists to be allowed to stay in polling booths for indefinite period, says EC Sanaullah. NCP receives EC registration certificate with Shapla Koli symbol. More than 1,300 people killed in severe flooding in 4 Asian countries, including Sri Lanka. Rescue operations disrupted due to rough weather. Bangladesh sends 10 tons of relief to Sri Lanka. And Mustafiz Imon and Tawhid Ridoy improve in ICC T20 rankings for their performance against Ireland. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. I'm Mahmoud Rahman. Those were the headlines. Let's move on now to the details. A Chinese specialist physician team is coming to Dhaka tonight for treatment of former Prime Minister and BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. Earlier, a 4-member specialist doctors team from UK has started working with local medical team for providing proper treatment to Begum Zia at Evercare Hospital in the capital. The medical team reached the hospital at noon and began treatment of Begum Khaleda Zia. Expert physician Dr. Richard Bill is leading the team. The foreign expert team will work on long-term disease management, current risk situation, organ support, and will also formulate improved treatment planning. They will carry out necessary tests, observation, and evaluation of current progress through coordination with local medical team. As part of first day's activities, the expert team has reviewed clinical notes of various complexities, latest test reports, and also reviewed the used documentation of support system. Later, discussion took place with the local doctors over some important treatment management. Senior government officials as well as political personalities visited the Evercare Hospital to inquire about the health condition of Begum Khaleda Zia. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus visited Evercare Hospital in the city this evening to see former Prime Minister and BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. He spent around 30 minutes at the hospital and inquired about her health condition. Khaleda Zia's medical team briefed the Chief Advisor about her physical condition. They said Khaleda Zia is undergoing treatment under the supervision and assistance of specialist doctors from Mount Sinai and Johns Hopkins in the United States, as well as from the United Kingdom and China. Professor Yunus urged Khaleda Zia's family and party leaders and activists to be patient and reiterated the government's assurance of all kinds of cooperation. The Chief Advisor called on the people of the country to pray for Khaleda Zia's speedy recovery. National Security Advisor Dr. Khalilur Rahman accompanied the Chief Advisor during the visit. Upon the Chief Advisor's arrival at the hospital, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, Begum Khaleda Zia's personal physician, Professor Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hussain, Professor Dr. Shahabuddin Talukdar, Khaleda Zia's daughter-in-law Sayyida Sharmila Rahman, and younger brother Shamim Iskandar received the Chief Advisor. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus has called on the Bangladesh Armed Forces for playing a historical role in the upcoming national polls and referendum in February next. He made the remarks while addressing the graduation ceremony of the National Defence Course (NDC) and Armed Forces War Course AFWC 2025 at Mirpur Cantonment in the city today. He handed over certificates to those who completed the course. The Chief Advisor congratulated the participating course members and expressed hope that the knowledge and experience gained through their year-long dedication and perseverance would play an effective role in national development, policy formulation and strategic decision-making. Professor Yunus also appreciated the armed forces for their continuous efforts during national crises such as natural disasters, political unrest and pandemics that demonstrated their readiness to respond and unwavering dedication to the well-being of the people. At the event, the Chief Advisor requested the nation to pray for the recovery of the former Prime Minister, Begum Khaleda Zia.
On this happy occasion of graduation, let us pray to Allah, along with all the people of Bangladesh, for the speedy recovery of our former Prime Minister and our national leader, Begum Khaleda Zia, who is struggling in her life. I am proud to notice the progress of the armed forces and their enduring contributions to our national security, development and nation building activities. Your commitment to safeguarding our nation has been exemplary. Your continuous efforts during national crises, such as natural disasters, political unrest, and pandemics, demonstrate your readiness to respond and your unwavering dedication to the well-being of our citizens. Moreover, your contributions to global peace through participation in the United Nations peacekeeping missions have enhanced Bangladesh's global image. Still, we have to play a very historical role very soon in our national election and referendum in coming February to make it not only a historical landmark, also peaceful and festive. Make it a festive occasion for all voters who turn out to vote. And the nation will remember with pride they really had a historical occasion to turn the country around.
Commandant of the National Defence College, Lieutenant General Mohammad Shahinul Haq, delivered the welcome speech at the event. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus signed the visitor's book. He participated in a photo session with the National Defence Course and Armed Forces War Course 2025 graduates. This year, 96 officers completed the National Defence Course and 58 officers completed the Armed Forces War Course. The Chief Advisor exchanged greetings with the invited guests and course graduates and cut the cake on the occasion of the graduation ceremony. The Special Security Force, SSF, will conduct test landing and takeoff operations of Bangladesh Army and Bangladesh Air Force helicopters in 2 open fields adjacent to Evercare Hospital in the city tomorrow as part of SSF security protocol. The test flights will take place between 12 noon and 4 p.m., Chief Advisor's press wing said in a press release this afternoon, urging all to refrain from spreading any kind of misinformation, rumors, or undue speculation in this regard. The International Crimes Tribunal 1 has fixed December the 14th for the next hearing on the formation of formal charges in a crimes against humanity case, which alleges that opposition political activists and various individuals were subjected to enforced disappearances and torture inside the Task Force for Interrogation Cell during the 1.5 decades of the fascist rule of the Sheikh Hasina government. After the first day of hearings, the 3-member tribunal, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Mojumdar, fixed a new date in the case against 17 accused, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal, Tariq Ahmed Siddiq, and 11 army officers. Accused army officials were produced before the tribunal today. Chief Prosecutor Mohammad Tazul Islam argued for the state during the hearing on the charge framing. Meanwhile, testimony has been recorded against 17 people, including former lawmaker Saiful Islam, in the case filed over crimes against humanity committed during the July uprising, including the killing of 7 people and the burning of 6 bodies in Ashulia. The 3-member judicial panel, headed by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry, began hearing the testimony this morning. Today, the tribunal recorded the second day of testimony from the 24th witness in the case. Earlier in the morning, 8 arrested accused were produced before the tribunal. National Citizen Party NCP convener Muhammad Nahid Islam has called upon the Election Commission to announce the parliament election schedule considering the country's political situation. He also urged to announce the schedule at a time when it is convenient for all the parties to take preparation for the polls. He made the call at a meeting with Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin at Agargaon Nirbachon Bhavan in the capital today. After receiving the certificate on EC's registration with Shaplakwali symbol, Nahid Islam stated that proper campaign must be carried out on referendum. Otherwise, the referendum process may create confusion, he added. NCP Chief Coordinator Nasiruddin Patwari, Joint Convener Khalid Saifullah and Joint Member Secretary Zahirul Islam were present at the time. Meanwhile, Election Commissioner Brigadier General retired Abul Fazl Mohammad Sanaullah said that the 13th Parliament election to be held in February 2026 will be the most important election in Bangladesh's history. He said this in his opening remarks at a training program for journalists on the occasion of the upcoming election at Agargaon Election Training Institute in the capital today. The Election Commissioner said that the newsmen will be allowed to stay at the polling booths for indefinite period during voting and counting of votes. However, it is suggested that they must be careful so that election activities are not hampered. ETI Director Mohammad Hassan Zaman presided over the training program. Senior Secretary of Election Commission Akhtar Ahmed spoke, among others. Commerce advisor Sheikh Bashiruddin has said that legal action will be taken against importers and marketing companies if they increase soybean oil prices at the consumer level without any government announcement. He made the warning today while speaking to reporters after an interministerial meeting at the Secretariat. Commerce Secretary Mahbubur Rahman was present at the time. Referring to the businessman's decision to raise edible oil prices, citing higher rates in the global market, the advisor said they did so without the government's permission, which is violation of the law. Sheikh Bashiruddin added that the ministry is examining the sudden price hike of soybean oil and will take necessary legal measures against the price manipulators. A Dua Mahfil was organized at the Bangladesh Secretariat seeking the early recovery of BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia. The Joint Council of Officers and Employees of the Secretariat hosted the Dua Mahfil at the Central Mosque of the Secretariat after Zohar prayers. Officers and employees of the Bangladesh Secretariat took part in the Dua Mahfil. The special Dua Mahfil sought divine blessings and the early recovery of Begum Khaleda Zia. An aircraft of Bangladesh Air Force today left the Kurmitola BAF AK Kondokar base for cyclone and flood-hit Sri Lanka, carrying relief materials following directives of Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus and under guidance of the Armed Forces Division. Acting Director General of AFD's Operation and Planning Directorate, Colonel Mohammad Tariqul Islam told the press that the Bangladesh Air Force aircraft was transporting 10 tons of relief materials, including dry food, medicine, tents and other essentials sent by the AFD for the people of Sri Lanka. Assistant Chief of Air Staff of the BAF, Air Vice Marshal Zaved Tanveer Khan and senior AFD officials were present during the briefing. On now to international news.